Hello, everybody. This is the Naked Firefly, once again, aka Kira L. Rose. And today we have author Shay Davis joining us, who's going to read us a snippet. And then, of course, you'll be able to ask questions and give your comments. And I can't speak, and I'm going to stop speaking. So I'm going to go ahead without further ado. Let her come up here. She's going to introduce her book, introduce herself, and she's going to go ahead and get started. All right, now. Hi.
Hey,
Bye.
everyone. Hi. So, my name is Shay Davis. I'm also, as you can see at the bottom, aka Eva Cherie. I don't know if you are familiar with my catalog or not, but I write under two pen names. Eva Cherie is more of an erotic pen name, but Shay Davis is a little risque too, but sometimes it's a little bit more sweet and romantic. So, without further ado, I'm going to be just reading a quick snippet from The Marriage Contract. It is out. It was released on February 15th, and it's been on the charts ever since. It's still actually on the charts. I think it was like number 55 this morning. So I'm super proud of this release. It actually topped number one. It was like my first number one. And so it's also going to be in production for an audiobook in August. So that's going to be coming to you. So big things for The Marriage Contract. It's like Alexa and Soul are my babies, and those are the main characters, Alexa Livingston and Soul Matthias. Just love that name. It's like a super strong masculine name. But anyway, so without further ado, I'm going to read the first two chapters of The Marriage Contract. Chapter 1, Alexa Livingston, January 15th. Alexa, play Bitch Don't Kill My Vibe. Sure, I found Bitch Don't Kill My Vibe by Kendrick Lamar. I really hated my sister sometimes. Shit, most times. I swear I was put on this earth to merely be her punching bag and the object of her bullying. I mean, we've had good times, very few, but most times she stayed on my ass about my choice of lifestyle. But you know who I hated even more than my annoying older sister? The motherfucker who created that damn Alexa home device. Like, for real. F that B. I don't know if I can curse. So, all right, so I don't know. But anyway, okay, I'm going to go back. Alexa.
You're okay. You can. It's fine.
Okay. I'll start that. But you know who I hated even more than my annoying older sister? The motherfucker who created that damn Alexa home device. Like, for real. Fuck that bitch. And a team of developers who decided my life wasn't fucked up enough. Candace, can you please tell me again why you called me over here? I asked my sister. And when she wasn't looking, I was going to throw away her Alexa Echo. She'd be mad, but I replaced it with a Google Home device. I wasn't that much of a bitch, unlike her. Because it's your birthday in less than a month, and I want you to act like you're turning 25 and not 65. Shit, our 65-year-old grandma celebrates harder than you do. My mom, Jenny, is 70, I corrected her. And bitch, you just proved my point. A 70-year-old party harder than your uptight ass. Whatever, Candy. Just because I don't want to get shit-faced on my birthday doesn't make me uptight. If that's all you wanted, it's been a long day at work. Yeah, because being an accountant is so taxing. No pun intended. Candace laughed at her own joke and looked to be so proud of herself as if she was auditioning for Def Comedy Jam or something. At least I got to have a proud sister moment. She actually knew what a pun was and used it correctly. Like I was saying, I had a long day at work. I'm not even going to go into details because you may know what a pun is, but I assure you, you will not understand anything I say about my job. Oh, Alexa's so smart. Alexa, play, bitch. You better not. I will beat your ass in here. I don't even want to know what she was going to request. But whatever it was, I'm sure I didn't want to hear it. I'm leaving. I'll see you and mommy on Sunday at brunch. Even though Candace and I beefed about my lack of personal life, I loved her. Her issues with me seemed to be much deeper than mine was with her. I really didn't know why she gave me so much shit. However, our mother always made Sunday brunch fun, and Candace and I would be able to put our bickering aside for just a few hours. I walked out of Candy's home and climbed into my Burgundy E-Class. It was unseasonably warm for a January day, so I let the top down to take the scenic route home. I may not have much of a personal life, but I busted my ass for all of the things that I did have. And I was happy in my own little bubble. No need to surround myself with fake friends who wanted to ride my coattail and niggas who wanted to wanted me for my pussy, or a place to stay when it was cold outside. When something or someone genuine came along, I would surely step out of my shell, whether it be friendship or for love. And unfortunately, Candace and I was worlds apart. And on a good day, I could rarely call her a friend. We were sisters and we loved one another. That was normal, but that was the extent of our closeness. I didn't understand it, but I always chalked it up to her being 10 years older than me. Even though I was annoyed about being summoned to discuss celebrating my birthday, I did have to admit I wanted to do something spontaneous for my 25th birthday. I just didn't want to tell Candy because she would take that as an opening to do the most. Whenever I decided to give her an inch, the girl would take a whole entire damn yard. Maybe I will do something crazy and fun and have a drink. With that thought, I told Siri to set a reminder to look into some fun solo places and things that I could do for myself. I knew I would need a lot of convincing because I just didn't feel like the girl who could go out on her own space and own her space in the party scene, which is another reason why I stuck to myself. It was terrible. It was terrible, but with the teasing and the bullying I received all my life from my sister, the others, my confidence just wasn't there. I was always second guessing what to do, what to wear, and the way my fat looked in my clothes. It was all so damn overwhelming. So I would decide not to do anything at all. But this year, I was going to work on me, and I was going to celebrate my 25th birthday with a bang. You can do this, Alexa. You can do this. Step out of your bubble. Chapter 2, Soul Matthias, January 17th. So, why the fuck is there a video of your dick all over social media? You want to lose your chance at a contract extension? You want to be kicked out of the league? Come on, man. You have too much to lose. You need to be smarter than this. My agent sat behind his chair yelling at me as if I wasn't the one paying him. And my publicist sat in the chair next to me, taking notes and running down options to get this fuck up stuff under the rug. She also kept turning bright red whenever Andrew used the word dick. My publicist was a middle-aged white woman, but she was great at her job, so she'd always have a job with me. However, she was getting on my damn nerves with her reactions. She acted like she ain't never seen a dick before. I know she has because she got 3 kids. Maybe she ain't never seen a big black dick before. I chuckled at that thought. So, you think this shit is funny, bro? You risking a lot of money behind this stunt. Nigga, I didn't say it was funny. Marge flinched, probably because she was now just as uncomfortable with me saying nigga. Andrew just rubbed his temples as if I was giving him the biggest headache. Yo, Drew, you think I planned for my ticket to be plastered on Twitter and whatever site that now has it? I didn't even know the video was being taken. Have you ever had some bomb head? That shit will have you slipping. Yeah, from my wife in the privacy of my own home, Andrew yelled. His high yellow skin began turning bright red, just as Marge. It's time for me to end this meeting. We're getting nowhere. Look, Drew, I don't know how many times I have to admit that I messed up bad, but the video's out there now. Marge, is there anything we could do? Well, it sounds like you're saying the video was taken without your permission, so there may be some angles I can go with that. However, it's out there now, and with all of the blogs that you graze on a regular basis and the different women you're photographed with, this video taken with or without your consent does not help your already tainted image. You and Andrew figure it out. I am not the only baseball player to have had their dick plastered on the internet, and I'm damn sure not the fucking first baseball player to have a lot of women and be known for it. Figure it out. I stormed out the office because I was tired of their energy. I needed the vacation. And so now you gotta figure out, you're gonna have to continue reading and see what happens on vacation. See if, Alexa and Matthias stumble across one another.
Okay. Okay. All right. She's like, no. She's like, y'all not getting no thing. I like it.
Y'all want to read chapter 3? Chapter 3 is where it gets fun.
Did you want to read that now?
No.
Oh, okay.
I want y'all to go read it. If y'all interested in these 2 individuals separately, go download and figure out, what happens when they come together.
Okay. All right.
So go ahead.
Happy. That's what she said.
Questions?
Yes, I have plenty of questions. Always got questions. All right. So, what inspired you to write this book? So, what inspired you to start writing?
So I have been writing off and on like all my life.
Okay.
It's so funny. I have this story down pat. But so like in high school, well, I actually have journals that like just self-reflecting journals from like middle school that I still have. Like I used to like detail every part of my life. I don't know. I know you said you're a military brat, so I don't know how much. But are you from the States?
Yes.
So I don't know if you're familiar with this movie in like the early 90s called like Harriet. It's called Harriet the Spy.
Yes, that was my movie. That's actually what made me start like getting
So I've only actually shared this part of the story twice because I just find it a little embarrassing. But that was like my favorite movie in like the early 90s. My grandmom took me to go see this movie. And afterwards, I was obsessed with journaling and just writing down everything. I learned my lesson not to be like super talking about nobody from the book, because you know when they found her book and she was over there trash talking everybody. But I always been the type of person, I'm gonna just trash talk to your face. I don't need to write it down. But anyway, so after I watched this movie, I was obsessed with journaling, and like I would get the journals with the locks on it, and it was just my thing. So I actually I think like the latest journal I had was like from 6th grade all the way up to like high school and like early adulthood. So anyway, in high school, I actually used to write like fiction stories in like a spiral notebook and pass them along to my girlfriends, and they would read them throughout the week and give me back the spiral notebook on weekends, and I would like write more. And so they were like, "Oh, Shay, I need to know what happened. Like, oh, you writing more, you know?" And so I fell off from it. Life happened. I had my son early. I had my son in high school, and so life just happened. So I fell off.
That's fine. I understand that.
Yeah, and then so later in life, I was like an avid reader, and it was just calling to me. Like it was just calling to me, and I was like, I love reading these stories, but like I have so many of my own stories in my head, and like I would be reading a story and I would love it, but I would be like envision a different ending, and I was like, this is why you need to write your own story. And so in 2017, I was at work, bored, started a blank document, started my book. Fell off again because then I got married and had my second child. So then fell off again. And finally, actually, COVID, as bad as it is, and I pray for everyone who was affected, it helped me because it sat me down. Like I had plenty of time to write. And so July 7th of 2020, you disappeared. I'm going to keep talking. So July 7th of 2020, I
froze. Go ahead, keep going.
Okay, I published my first book, and so it just kept rolling from there. Like Thursday, I published my 8th book in less than a year. I'm hoping to get book number 9 out by my 1-year anniversary, which is July 7th, but that's looking real suspect because
wait, you published 8 books in a year?
Yeah. So I mean, three of them were like quick novellas. So but they still are like fully composed.
They're still awesome. So 3 of them are novellas, and the other ones are novels, though. So that's really awesome. You're considering the fact that you have a 3-year-old and that you're a paralegal.
So I have my oldest will be 17 in December. I have a 3-year-old, a full-time paralegal, wife, all that other stuff. And so like that's why I say COVID has helped me, because it really sat me down. Like work was slow. Like work is now just starting to pick back up and getting crazy busy again because the courts are starting to open back up. Things are starting to open back up with the vaccines being distributed. But for the past like year up until like I want to say March, I had like a whole year of like all this extra downtime, and so it was amazing. So I'm like I got a taste of what it would be like if I was a full-time author. So now I have these like 3-year plans like in the works because I want to just like do this full-time eventually. Like, this is what I want my life to be. But anyway, back to Soul and Alexa. I wrote this book because it was supposed to be a Valentine's Day book. And so it starts in the end of January, and then it picks up, it goes to February. And so a Valentine's Day scene is in there. So it's kind of a Valentine's Day book, but not really because it stretches beyond that. But I just wanted something. I wanted to write about an athlete, but I didn't want to write about the typical Black athlete. You don't hear too much about in books. You don't hear too much about Black baseball players. So I always try to find like a different curve or different angle to approach my stories. So
Okay.
I was like, oh, he gonna be an MLB player. And I ain't know nothing about baseball. I still barely know. But so like I spent hours and hours researching, like, you know, what's it, the RBIs and all of this other stuff. I'm like researching baseball lingo, like the positions, infield, outfield. I'm like, I don't know what this. And so I actually told my husband, like, oh yeah, my main character is the baseball player. And he's like, what you know? Like he was like, what position he play? And I was like, he a batter. I don't know.
It's like, oh, you just had to sit here and just throw all of my research out the window. I'm trying.
Yes. So like,
But I love that.
Alexa is just, you know, she's a super everyday woman. She's an accountant. She kind of is quiet, mature for her age, and just, you know, just quietly living life in her own bubble because she has a few insecurities about her. And so, and then, you know, she doesn't have a good sister with her relationship. So yeah, that's how that book came to be.
Okay, I think you answered both of those, didn't you? You did.
I did.
You did, because I was like, I know I froze for a moment. I said, did she answer the other one? Okay. All right. So what is your writing process? Because if I don't ask you this, people are going to ask you in the audience because they're going to be like, you're not asking questions. So
my writing process is, I actually was just talking about this Thursday. I'm on a live. So I try to outline because I try to stick to a schedule, but that don't always work. And so I actually see these scenes like in my mind as if they're movies. Like I'm watching like my own little rom-com in my head or my
Are
own.
you sure we're not related? Because everything you've been talking about from Harry the Spy to now, I'm just like, are we related? I got a sister, don't I?
But yeah, that's how it is. So I'll be like having my own little rom-com movie in my head, like laughing at myself and everything. Like, bitch, they might need to check you into somewhere. Okay. So and then I also I get a lot of my ideas when I'm showering. I don't know if it's the process of just cleansing
water. It's water.
Yeah, it's like cleansing your body, it's cleansing your mind. It's just so freeing. And then like as my husband like to say, like I like to have my water on, you know, hell. And it's just like the steam.
Are you a Pisces?
No, I'm a Leo.
Okay.
But yes, but like I love like the water on hell and like the steam, the mist, and so I have a book called Held in Contempt, and the first line of the book is objection. And she's a lawyer and she's in a courtroom. But like I was literally in the shower one day just scrubbing and cleansing and like objection. And I was like, but you're crazy for one. Like this word just popped in my head. And then like I like I'm like, oh, I want a book to start with objection. And so I'm like, now I'm trying to like hurry up through my shower so I can not forget this thought process, this train of thought, and like type my notes out in my iPhone like before I go to bed, because I'm like my computer and my laptop's downstairs. I'm not doing all that. So I just type notes in my phone. If I get a thought before bed, I type it in my phone.
Aren't you phones are waterproof nowadays? Phones are like kind of waterproof nowadays that you can just take and tell.
Right. Yeah. Right. Exactly. And then I like to do visuals. So then I search and I stalk all the sexy men and pretty sexy women on Instagram and be like, who's gonna be my visual?
I'm sitting here thinking I'm looking for a new husband. He's like, why are you looking at all these men? I'm not.
Listen. I be asking my husband, especially with like, I be like, I know you be seeing the pages with them sexy ass girls. Like, where can I find the sexy girl? Like, and then he'll tell me, like, he'll be like, so like, I have a book that I started that's not out yet about basketball players, and I was like, I need an athletic built woman, but that's like still curvy, but like athletic. Yeah. He was like, yeah, check out the site, Beautiful Ballers. And I was like, why you know about this site?
Why you want it?
But like he didn't lead me astray. Like I found my character visual there, so it's like, and I think it's like Zaddy's. It's like a Zaddy's IG girl. I actually do more research than I be doing writing sometimes. Like I be researching names, like name meanings. Like, is this celestial? Is it like
history of the name? Right.
Listen. I have another character coming up. She's Muslim. Well, her family background is Muslim, and so I'm like, now I done literally researched all all of Islam, and then her parents are from Africa. I can't remember what country I can't remember where they were. I haven't.
It's on Africa. It's
But
different.
anyway, so like so now I'm like researching this country, like, you know, what sect of Islam are they, like, or, you know, or is it more Christianity, or is it more, you know, Muslims? And then so now I'm just like, you know, now I'm thinking, I'm researching the prayers and all of this other stuff, and I'm like, I want it to be real, like, because when she go visit her mom and dad, she gotta garb up, like, she might not do that on her own time, but she respects her parents and, you know, their beliefs, and they pray, and, you know, so now I'm researching like Ramadan, and a little bit I know about that because, like, I'm from Philadelphia, and it's a pretty big Islam base in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like I'm like researching all that. I'm like, I want it to be a little bit, I know it's fiction, but I want it to be a little factual. So
really,
you know,
yeah.
Like I'm just like, I'm obsessed with like the research part. So I feel like I do research.
I was about to say, do you find that in the research part that you learn more? Because by the time I'm done researching everything, I'm looking at people completely different, because I'm just like, this is why they
do. I do. I learned so much, especially when I was researching like all of the Muslim details, and, you know, the women garb, the male garb, and the prayers, and how, you know, the women kneel behind the men, and, you know, it was just like how you cleanse your feet and everything, like. And so I was just like, oh my God, I'm like obsessed now. Like, I'm like, you know, I am just like interested in this. I'm just interested in this process, and, you know what I mean. I was like, it's so like spiritual, like. You know what I mean? Not that like no other religion is spiritual, but I haven't researched all the other ones, and this is the one I researched at the time. So I'm like, this is so spiritual.
This is definitely a difference from when you from when you do wudu to when you go pray. So if you try to pray without doing wudu, it's a difference. You don't feel like your prayers have actually gone through. You will feel that. Whereas if you feel cleansed from head to toe,
I love the research part. And then like my upcoming book that I'm trying to get out on my 1-year anniversary, it's called Love After. I actually shared the sneak peek of the cover today on Facebook and Instagram. And so like they the female character's brother, who is from A Dash of Christmas Magic, her brother's a real estate agent. So when they live in Florida, so they get married, he like rents out this huge estate because he's like a real estate agent. So he has all these connections to these like, you know, multi-million-dollar mansions. So I actually went onto Florida and was like, what is the most expensive houses on the market in Miami? And so I'm like, found like these houses is like $86 million. Like, first of all, it's weird. How can I be about like, what do you do for a living? So I'm like, I have like visual inspiration for the estate that they get married on, and all of the houses that they each live in. Like, I go.
So do you ever like sometimes tour some of the houses in your area to like get more?
Oh, I do. So so my husband and I, we actually purchased our first home like 5 years ago. I think, or six years ago. And so we did a model. We did a new build. And so I walked in the model home, and I walked up the stairs into the kitchen. I was like, this is my house. It was out of our budget, and I was just like, it'll work itself out. We'll make more money, which we do now. You know, I was just like, this is my kitchen. I don't even cook. I can cook, but I don't even like to cook. And I just saw the kitchen, and he was like, you don't even like to cook though. I was like, shh. Don't stunt on my dream. This kitchen is mine. So
I know I can't cook, but that's not sad. We'll get somebody to cook.
No, I can cook. I just hate cooking. But so anyway, so we drive around the neighborhood all the time. So then before our home was actually completed, we would drive to like every model home just to compare what we were getting in our home versus the model home that was, 20, 30, 40 minutes away all the time. We still looking like, now my son is getting ready to graduate high school in 2 years. So now we're looking for single family because it was a townhouse. And so now we're looking like single family. So like I be taking him out to the boonies where like the rich people live. I be like, look at this house. He be like, yo, so you about to be dropping these millions on these books? Who's paying for this house?
Like, yes, we're speaking that into existence. What's wrong with you?
Speaking that, yes, we can claim all that. But yeah, so
if you want to say it, yes, we're doing that. So, oh my gosh, do you have any advice for like upcoming authors?
Right, just keep going. Like, don't be scared. Like, I am a super, if you can tell by our conversation, I am a super loud, outgoing person. So like I normally say what's on my mind, speak my mind. I'm just extra, as my
That's
husband would say.
it's a Leo
Like,
thing. It's a Leo thing.
so and I know, but even with my extraness, I still felt a little nervousness, and you're always a little scared of what people are going to think about your work. But I was just like, you know what? Man, fuck them. I'm about to drop this book. Like, you either like it or you're not. Like, so like you gonna like me or you're not. And if I have one of my favorite sayings is, "What you eat don't make me shit." Like, so not that not that I don't love people and obviously need readers, but like I'm not for everybody, and I'm going to go do me. And then the
And I'm
people
not
that love
chasing
me
you.
and show me love, I'm gonna love and show them love back. And hopefully, people who don't like my work realize that like I'm not the person for them. Like, and move on, and that's okay. So I just say, be you, stay true to yourself, and keep writing. And the audience is going to be there. Like, it's not going to be everybody. Everybody's not going to be your audience, but the audience is going to be there. You're going to find that one niche or that one group or those few groups that's just going to show you constant love. So write for yourself, and then write for the people who love you. You know what I mean? Like, don't care about the haters. First of all, if you don't have no haters, you ain't doing it right.
Right.
That's how I feel.
Right. Because whatever story you have to tell, somebody out there needs to hear it.
Yes. And I love writing about refined hood dudes. Like, me and my husband, we from Philly. We from the street. Like, we grew up poor hood, and so, but now, I'm a paralegal. He works for like, I did one of like the biggest like IT company. I don't even whatever they call. He does. I don't even know what he does. He has a parents and he contracts for like the NSA. I don't even want to know what he do. I know he get paid every week. I don't even know. But anyway, so like he's like a refined person. Like, but we both know how like when we go home or when we around, we step back into those roles of who we were. But like then when he put a suit on and he about to go to like a meeting or something, I'd be like, okay, look at you, what your suit on today? I see you. But then he'd be putting on his little, Nike hoodie and then his little sweatpants. I'd be like, where you think you going? Like the gray sweatpants though? That's what we doing today?
Yeah.
That's what we doing.
Nobody's allowed to walk outside with the gray sweatpants.
I'd be like, that's what we doing. So I love writing about the refined thug. Like I love it. Like that's just
There's nothing wrong with that. I love it. Okay. What was I gonna say? I'm over here laughing too much. Brain focused.
I know, right? I do that. I always get people sidetracked because I be trying, like, just I don't know. And then it's so funny because I'm gonna need everybody, because this always happens in interviews and I have people cracking up and laughing. But my husband stays saying that I'm not funny. And I'm gonna need everybody to like
No.
I'm gonna need everybody to jump in his inbox on IG and be like, yo, what you talking about? Your wife funny. Because he stay hating on me. Talking about some, yo, your jokes be funny. You're not funny.
No. You actually remind me of like a friend of mine. She's from Philly as well. And I'm just like, y'all just up there just got a sense of humor. Y'all just up there, they just have. I'm just like, you know what? I need to go to Philly. But I know I love
it. It's a move. But you know what though? I can say, because I haven't lived in Philly for 7 years. So I live in the DMV.
Okay.
And so I actually went home to Philly like last month, and listen, and I go home to Philly often. I actually have not been often during COVID, but before COVID, I was going home to Philly once or twice a month. But anyway, I stepped in the hood and I stopped at the corner store, we just doing regular hood stuff. And then it was just so much going on. I just got in the car and I told my husband, I was like, take me the fuck back home to my suburbs, okay? Like, I can't. I'm over it. I lie. I don't want to be here. Like, we tried to order some Jamaican food. They like, yo, we don't take phone orders. What kind of hood? I was like, see, you be trying to support your people.
I can understand you don't deliver, but how you not take phone orders?
Listen, it was that girl. So I got in the car and was like, look, take me home. But I do still love going to Philly though. I still love it. It was just that day, it was so much going on and I was starving. So I was fed up by this point. And I was just like, this is why you can't support y'all hood people. Y'all stay acting red shit. I think I was just angry.
Yeah, I need you to tell your husband that you are hilarious I love it. And I would love to like see more of it. I love laughing. That's just me. I'll sit here and laugh. My face is red. My husband be like, "You good?" No. So do you have any future projects that you're working on or any future events you'll be part of that you want to share with everybody? I'm going to share all your links in the description, but if you wanted to share it.
So I am signed to a small independent publisher, K Renee. And so she actually has the K Renee experience coming up next year. I don't know the exact date. I will have to send you the flyer. But we are doing like, I think it was Texas, Philly, Miami, Chicago next year in 2022. And then I'm going to a few book events, but I'm not like featured in anything. I'm just going as a reader and as a fan to some of the other authors. But I have probably 1, 2, 3, 4. I have like 4 books already started. That's in my next one up. And then I have like 4 or 5 other ideas that like I'm holding off on even starting because I have literally like 4 work in progress going on right now.
Okay.
And so I have a lot going on. And my most recent one is the sister who's a spinoff of My Christmas Story. And her book is called Love After. And I'm trying to get it out next month. I don't know. So like everybody who's looking for Melanie, if anyone in here who follow me, if y'all looking for Melanie's story, I'm just tentative. Don't be in my inbox on the 8th, like where is that? It's tentative.
She's working on it. Anyway.
Yeah. So that's about it. But I will definitely send you all my links. But just super easy. Everything about me can be found on my website at shaydavispens.com. And that's Shay Davis, PENS .com. So.
I am not going to let you get off the screen without you answering this question for me.
Okay, go ahead.
How in the world are you planning or scheduling any of this? Like, is there like you just go from one project for like a certain amount of time and then you go to the next? Like, what are you doing to keep track of all this? Plus, keep yourself sane with your family life and your work life.
And so, well, I'm currently in my bedroom right now. I'm sitting with and behind this computer, I have 3 baskets of clean clothes that need to be folded. That's just sitting here. So I ain't even going to fake the phone. That's how, because my damn laundry just sitting here in clean baskets, and I go through the shit every morning looking for something to wear. So that's how the time I should be folding laundry, I'm writing.
That's 90% of writers. It's okay. Go ahead. We all have
other than that, my oldest son is 16. He freestyle. He do him. I'm not like one of those super hovering moms, as long as he, up on his schoolwork and stuff like that. And so my youngest go to bed. My 3-year-old go to bed at 7 o'clock. So, he takes a bath at 7, and he's in bed by 7:30 at the latest. So I'm normally up between like 8 and 11 writing every night. And so when it's slow at work, I can write at work too. But recently, with the courts opening back up, I haven't been able to do much at work because of the court system is opening back up. So we're like everything that was like delayed and postponed throughout COVID is now hitting the all-time high. So I'm like super crazy busy at work. But that's how I kind of do it. Like, I mean, it's a mess. Like I said, I got 3 clothes of laundry. Like, I be trying to get my son to do the dishes, load the dishwasher. Like, I be trying like spread out stuff. My husband do all of the grocery shopping now. Like, I don't spend time on the weekends doing grocery shopping. Like, he gives me extra time that he knows that I need. And like, he's even playing where like in the future, he's like, once everything, once the world start opening back up and you don't have as much time, maybe you can schedule once a month to go to a hotel and just for a whole day, a whole weekend, focus on you and your writing. So he's super supportive of me. And so,
that sounds like what my husband just told me like 2 months ago. Of course, I think over here in Germany is going to open up a little bit slower than America, but
oh yeah, because everything already open. It's not open in our mind. Like, everything's already open. Like, but we talking in our mind and
nothing here. Like, they literally just lifted the ban. Like, they just literally lifted the lockdown for us at the end of last month, like the last day of last month. And I'm just sitting here like, every time y'all lift a lockdown, you close it 3 days later. Yeah,
no, they just lifted wearing masks. You don't have to wear a mask if you're vaccinated. You can choose. I'm like, first of all, now y'all lying. Like, y'all know half y'all ain't vaccinated. I'm gonna go cover up.
So with the projects, so you said you have 4. So what do you do with that? So you just like work on one whole day or one?
So it's so funny because like one, I wanted to get out by Christmas.
Okay.
And I just, once it was like December 24th, I was like, I'm not getting this shit out. Like, I'm just not. So I stopped working on it, and I was like, I'll come back to it and get it out next Christmas. But I have like almost 10,000 words of it done. It's just, I knew I wasn't going to get it finished by Christmas. So I had focused on that around that time. And then it was a few other stories that I started before I even published my first book. It was just like a few other short stories that I had published on my blog, but I took them down because once I put my stuff out there, I didn't want nobody go looking for my stuff and then being able to steal my ideas. So
Go ahead.
so yeah, so that's how it was like. And so it was a period of time where like I was in between books, and like I would have these ideas, and like the first 3 or 4 chapters would just come out in 1 or 2 sittings. And then it was something that I wanted to get done. So I put that to the side and focused on it. Like I have a book, the Love After, which is the spinoff to the Christmas one. And then I have in my Stay a Little Longer series, one of the attorneys, she's getting her own spinoff. This is the girl who, her parents are from Africa and she's Muslim. I think I have like the first 4 chapters of that. That's the older man, younger woman romance.
Okay.
Can't wait to do that. That one's going to be so fun. And then I have another one. I don't know if I'm going to change. I'm not even going to say the title because I might change it. But it's about like second chance love, kind of like, that first love from high school. But, you were in high school. So, like, the girl got done dirty. She got did dirty. And so, like, didn't see the dude for years. And so they run into each other again in, like, a situation in adulthood. So that's that one. And I just have so many ideas. So I always get, like, a chapter or 2 or 3 out. And then something else will come to me that will come out all the way through.
Okay.
Or like I'll feel so invested, like I'll get so far in one story, I'll feel so invested that I'll put the other ones aside because I only have a few chapters in it. So that's kind of, I'm scared of brain. I'm a true Leo.
Actually, I relate to you more than what you think. So trust me, half the time I think I got like 9 projects right now, actually, and I do have a second chance romance that I literally need to work on because a person in the audience right now keeps pressuring me about it. But that's beside the point. But I have like 9. I have 9 projects open, and then 15 behind that have been started. Like I had 2 chapters, and they're just sitting there. So that's why when you say you're scatterbrained, I'm sitting there like, no, actually, that sounds like a normal day to me. Like, no, like I just want to know. I like to learn people's processes. Like, how do y'all handle that? Because I homeschool I homeschool the 4 older ones. The 5th one, she's a dictator. So that's what.
Can I commend you for having 5 kids? I got 2. Man, I want to kick them both the hell out. Like I be wanting to be leaving them here right what they did. I don't know. Look, listen, bye. Like I commend you. Round of freaking applause. And then my crazy self had a kid 13 and a half years later after my first one. So I'm like, I have a 16-year-old and a 3-year-old, and I'm just like, why?
14-year-old, one will be 10, like a couple of months, an 8-year-old, a 6-year-old, and a 2-year-old.
Yeah, see, no.
And so when people saw us go out today, people were just like, those are all your kids? Yeah, because in Germany, they don't have big families. Like the biggest to them is 3. So when they saw all 5, they were just like, same man? Yes. And then they're looking at him like, same. Like,
first of all, I kind of hate that question because first of all, I hate that question, and I don't want to offend anybody, but I don't think that question would be asked if there was a white woman out with 5 kids. I don't think a white woman would be asked that question. And this is another reason why I also like writing about Black love and Black stories and Black reality, because the image that is portrayed today amongst Black people is brokenness and broken homes and just, like I like to write about a complete man who can be about their business. Even I personally haven't really wrote about a drug dealer yet, but like even if he is in the streets, why can't he love his woman? Like, why can't he have a soft spot for his woman because he's Black and he in the streets and he's expected to be a fuckboy? Like, so I don't that's why I personally love writing, and I love bringing these stories to people because this happens. Like, we see this. It's just, and I'm sure the rest of the world see it, but they want to overlook the good stuff for all of the bad stuff that they can nitpick on when it comes to Black people. And that bothers me personally, because I really feel like
point that I kind of ignore the question now, because I've been asked that since I lived
see,
back
you
home.
better than me. The Leo and me would be like, would you ask a white woman that question?
Okay, so the crazy thing is, so when I was back home, I literally would have went off on somebody. But because they're Germans and they're sitting there trying to fathom, you add more to them, like literally 3 is too much.
Okay. So maybe that's a cultural thing and not necessarily a racial
That's why I don't get mad, because I realize 3 is max. If you have 3, they look at you weird. Like, why do you have 3 kids? 2 is like their max, no more than that.
Okay.
I can get that. 5, they're like, wait a minute. As a matter of fact, my husband got asked that question when he first arrived here before me and the kids. He was like, yeah, I got 5 kids. 5? All with the same woman? He's like, at first he got offended, but he was like,
yeah, you have to think. But like, and that's how I feel. Like, maybe, I don't know, maybe it's just in the States thing, because I've had, those questions are, brought up in this, and I just feel like it wouldn't necessarily be a question per se.
No,
it encourages stuff like that. And I've had quite a few experiences being Black. I think everybody has. I've
had many, and I think I've had more than I've had here.
Yes.
Here, I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh yeah, this is the greatest place. I'm not gonna say that. Here, their racism is a little. Oh, how can I describe it? So they say things, and I don't think they realize that it's racist because it's so normal to them that it's a cultural thing. Whereas back home, they realize it's racist. They know it's racist,
and
but
they do it anyway.
They play the dumb card, right? But you get like, you already know. So that's the difference. When they say things, they're just kind of sitting there looking at them like.
Yeah, but that's why I love writing about Black love, though. Like, every last single one of my stories is about Black love. I did, for the marriage contract, my character is a light skin, so I did recently have a review with regard to being accused for colorism and colorists. And I was
accused for colorism.
I was so confused because
we have light-skinned people in our community, though. I thought we did.
Like, we have light-skinned people in our community. We have all Black people come in all different shades. And on top of that, I really feel like I was being accused for being too descriptive. Like I don't understand, because I know how to use adjectives. Like, so I wasn't, and so we just went into this late, because I wasn't even ever going to speak on this. But like, my whole catalog. So my first character is a caramel complexion girl, big wild hair. Second female character is, dark mahogany. She's half Jamaican. And then she likes to rock her weave all the way down to her butt. Okay. My third girl is average height, voluptuous, with brown skin with dreads. My fourth girl is I describe her as cinnamon complexion, medium height, and I think she has a pixie cut and she has freckles. My fifth girl is like, and I think this was the one, Alexa is tall. She's kind of tall and she's light skinned with like natural curls. And then also her mom is dark. Her mom is dark. So the main male soul had inquired about Alexa's possible mixed heritage, because when he met her mom, she was an exact replica of her mom, but her mom was much darker than her. Right. And so I'm like, because I'm being descriptive, I'm being accused of colorism and color being.
I think we're like focused on like, well, why did you give her a light-skinned daughter? But we have to realize I have met people who were light-skinned and both of their parents are dark or brown. So I'm just like,
and let's not be funky. If a stranger meets someone and sees their parents and they look and see one parent and one is, light as day and one is dark as night, you're going to naturally wonder, like, if they're of mixed heritage. Like, I was just being descriptive. So I was like, so I'm being accused of color because I'm using descriptive words? Like, okay. I was like, and then she said at the end that, like, that was her first read by me. And I was like, well, clearly, because I love all Black people. And I write about the voluptuous woman. Like, one of my characters, work in progress, she's 5 foot and is a size 16. Like, I write about them all: skinny, big, short, fat. Like, you know what I mean? And not even, I don't even want to say the word fat, but like, I don't think that real women are displayed enough in our
Right.
world.
There's like different. We have to also realize that in our community, there's different shades, there's different shapes, different sizes. So we can't sit here and just focus on the one just to make everybody.
Yeah. And then I was like, this was like the first like light skin character I've ever written. It was like my out of 8 books. I was like, I was a little offended, and then we kind of went there and left. So I was like, I thought I'll address it, and so I was just a little confused by that, and I got a little in my feelings because I tried so hard to write the rainbow of Black people. You know what I mean? Like, we're a rainbow of people in our Blackness. Like, it's just so much. And
I've learned the hard way not to let anybody outside of the community read your stuff, because I think the very first time I wrote the very first time I had somebody look at my book, years ago, she was outside the race, and she was just like, "You're too descriptive. Why do we need to know every complexion of every character?" I was like, "Huh?"
Because I'm setting the stage.
I'm like, "I'm sorry, we come in like 72 different flavors." And then
Taste the rainbow.
Sorry, I'm like, and my dad even made a point. He was just like, your complexion in the community dictates how you'll be treated. And at first I didn't understand when he said that, but then I thought, I was like, that is true, isn't it? He was like, how dark you are.
So that's why I write about different complexions and how in my stories we are overcoming as a people on that issue, because that is a thing. Like, colorism is a thing, but I am moving beyond it because I feel like there's so much. And so I was just like, wait, pause. I was like, slow down.
I was gonna say, the light skinned chick in my book, like, she's not treated the best. She kind of just side eye her.
And so my character, she's like 5'8", and she's like 100. I think I have her like 180 pounds. She's insecure, like, you know, she needed to build. She's not comfortable with her size. So like, if I was really being, you know, doing all of that, she would have been, you know, like in the 90s when you hear about how people describe like light-skinned girls in like the 90s, early 2000s, they was just all like, if that's really what I was doing, then Alexa would have had everything, boom, boom, pow. She would have been everything. And then I would have been like, okay, I see it. And then if you would have went back into my other books where you saw that I wrote about a dark-skinned character that was less than, then okay. But don't say that off one book that you read of my catalog, because I use descriptive words. That's true. But anyway, I feel like that was enough, because I wasn't supposed to address that. I was supposed to move on, but clearly you can see that.
Sometimes you just need to let it out. So it's fine. It's fine. This is a safe place. You can do that. Okay. Whatever is going to come out of the conversation.
But for the most part, I can say that the readers and the reviewers have been amazing. Like, the Marriage Contract, I think, has like 418 reviews. And it's like a 4.8 rating. And so, like,
that's amazing.
So I try to brush off the bad stuff anyway, because I'm like, all these people ain't gonna keep rating this book like the best. And then on Goodreads, it has almost 1,000 ratings. Period. Like, you know, because everybody don't leave a review, but they'll mark the stars. So I'm like, you know, you got to brush off the haters anyway. Like I said, if you ain't got haters, you ain't doing it right anyway. And so even for my other books, like, for the most part, the readers and the reviews are loving it, and I love the love, and it is so appreciative, and I love kicking it with the readers. They be in my inbox. I don't get annoyed. I reply to each and every one. Like, I tag readers on, you know, IG if they are like mentioning me in their comments, and I go back, and I love it. I love the love, and I love the people who love me. So I'm going to continue to show them love. Like, it's just awesome. I love
it. Positivity. I love that. I love that.
Like, it's like it's so much fun. Like, it's been such a fun year. Like, such a fun year. So much fun.
I am happy for you. And one day I just want to grow up and be like you. I want to grow up and be like you. Get my issue together. Seriously.
Listen, I'm just like, you gotta be in your, not necessarily fake it till you make it, but you walk the path that you want to be on. Live like that before you even there. That's how you live it. I'm already acting like I got my Louis bag and my red bottoms. Ain't nothing. I got the TJ Maxx. I might have some little Kate Spade, but they came from TJ Maxx, so I might have. But I'm walking like I got that $3,000 bag on my arm, and not this $40 bag or maybe $100 bag. I don't know. You get what I'm saying? Like, I'm walking the path that I'm seeing myself in already. I'm walking it already, even though I'm not quite there yet.
Is there any questions for, like, from the audience? Do y'all have any questions, any comments? Because it looks like some of your people up in here just blowing it up. They got t-shirts going with the hashtags.
Really?
Shay Davis Experience t-shirt. Yes, we got t-shirts going.
Because I can't see anything.
And we're talking about the book. You should be able to. It should be comments. Like there should be a whole comment section. No, you're on your laptop.
Empty.
Oh, it's empty.
Oh, I hit the wrong. No, I was on the private chat. I didn't hit the. Oh,
No,
hey,
comments. Yeah, you got the whole pamphlet up.
I see it. Hey, Kelly. Hey, Jeff.
Here, then we got Aphrodite. We got Sid. We got everybody in here. Everybody was like, good to see you, and I'm loving this. So if any of y'all have any questions, I'll give y'all like a few seconds just so I can shut up for like 2 seconds. Because I'll sit here and have a whole conversation. No, I need to grow up and just be like you, because I know right now I am trying to get back on track. But I'm doing this only because I want to open up a platform for everybody.
I love it.
for the Black authors. And if you want, I'll be having another one in the winter. So if you want to come back for that one, you can.
Always, just hit me. Just hit me. Listen, if you're bored one night and you just want to go live on like IG and just kick it, like I don't be doing nothing. Like I told you, my son go to bed at 7:30. So like, if you just want to kick it and chit chat, like let's bust it up. Do I have a ritual or routine when you write certain writing spots? So I love my wine. I love my red blend. And right now I was drinking the Menage a Trois wine, the red blend. And then I also did the Black Girl Magic red blend. And so I will have about 2 to 3 glasses of wine when I write. Like sometimes I'll get so lost in my writing and I'll just keep pouring. And the next thing I know, it's like midnight and I'm tipsy as hell. But I done got like 5, 6 chapters out and I'll be like, oh shit, let me go to bed now. So yeah, I just kind of like sip my wine. Normally I have to make sure I caught up on like I have a few favorite shows. I don't watch much TV, but I watch like The Handmaid's Tale. I like watch This Is Us. So like I clear like my Hulu and then like I focus on my writing, because if I don't go watch my shows, like I'm wondering like, oh, what happened on this week's episode. So like I'll clear that and then I'll just sit at the computer and write. And then my husband, thankfully, he bought me a monitor. I have a laptop, so he bought me a huge monitor, so I have like a dual display, so when I'm doing my research I can still have my Word document up on one screen, on my research on the other screen. And it's just cool. Like sometimes I listen to music in my ears, sometimes I don't. And I like 90s music, call me old school, but I want to hear TLC, I want to hear Total, I want to hear Toni Braxton. Like, that's what I want to hear in my ear while I'm writing, because I like to write sexy stuff. So, like, I want to hear that sexy music. Like, I don't want to hear this mumble rap and none of that other stuff. Like, first of all, I don't even know none of these people no more. Like, I don't even know who. I couldn't tell you of a new author. I mean, a new rapper, or, like, I know some of the newer female singers, but, like, I don't even like that. Like, don't nobody have no vocals. Like, don't nobody be blowing no more. So, like, that's what I like to listen to in my ear when I do.
No, you're not lying about that. I'm a 90s kid, too. The music sounded better. Nowadays, it sounds more auto-tuned. And it's not even like an auto-tune. It's like it's not the same. It's like nobody even tries anymore. Somebody agrees with you about the Black Girl Magic bottles.
Listen, I've had the rosé, I've had the Riesling, and I've had the red blend. The rosé is good and the red blend is good. I didn't care for the Riesling; it was too sweet, and it just wasn't my style. But a lot of people do like it. But the rosé and the red blend was just perfect.
Okay. I really must be old if 90s is old school. Okay, so 90s is not old school to me. 90s
it's not
to me,
old school. It's just like classic. I mean, but don't get me wrong, I'm not that old, y'all. I'm about to be 34, so I'm still fairly young.
Okay.
So I'm still fairly young, and then I was an old soul. I matured much faster than probably what I should have, or was probably respectful for me. So, and then I also had a brother that was 5 years older than me, so I was always listening. So I was like 4 or 5 banging Wu-Tang Clan, Wu-Tang Clan, they, you know what I mean? Like, so, you know, I was like 5 years older than me.
I'm about to say 35. I'm about to say Aphrodite actually looks good for her age. So I don't even know why she keeps calling herself old. Like, I am the age of your kids. I know, like she's up there, but she don't look it. Like when you look at her, you be like, "You're how old?"
That's so funny. But that was how I grew up. And then so like I didn't have my parents were super laid back and chill. There wasn't much rules, so like I didn't have like restrictions on what I used to watch. Like for instance, one of my favorite childhood movies is House Party. Y'all know about Kid and Play.
Oh, yeah.
Like
Oh,
why was I watching House Party? I was like 3 when that movie came out. Like I don't even understand. So like, but I was like my favorite childhood movie. Like anytime it was on TV. Like so like I grew up much faster than I should have. So like 90s to me is classic. Like it was just so many classic music and movies, so much classic songs. Like, but I do love 80s stuff too. Like I will do like 80s stuff. I even like a little like, the what's it, Motown. I love Motown stuff. Like I'll even go older sometimes. Like I got my moments. I got my moments.
I say old school.
I like the bop a little bit, just a little bit though.
I was about to say the old school for me would be my parents and my grandparents. So it's like 60s, 70s. I try to listen to 80s. And the only time I listen to 80s if I feel like being goofy with my kids, and they'll be like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I have no idea." I'll let you know with it. No. Yeah. 90s not old school. It's definitely classic. It's just to my kids.
Yeah, like you can't beat. And then I loved Whitney Houston. Oh my gosh.
Yes.
I cried. I remember what I was doing, where I was at, what was going on when I heard that Whitney Houston died, and I cried my eyes out. My husband, we were driving to a birthday party, and my husband was looking over at me like with his hand on the steering wheel, like, "You crying?" I'm like, "I love Whitney. Oh my God, she's gone. I can't believe it." And he's like, "Are you serious right now?" And I'm like, now just thinking about the moment, like I want to cry. Like I love Whitney. Like she was like my idol, and like I love her music. I play her music all the time. Like it is just like it. And so I love listening to that type of stuff when I'm writing. It inspires me.
I was about to say, now my dad likes Whitney. The problem is he will not listen to her only because like every time Whitney plays, something bad happens for him. But he loves Whitney. So as a matter of fact, when he'll tell me this, like for years, I could never figure out why he'll joke and he'd be like, let's see who wins on my birthday, because he's a Carolina fan.
Mm-hmm.
Carolina always plays on my birthday or around my birthday. And he's like, all right, let's see who wins. We'll see who wins. And so then one day out of nowhere, it was like, I was on social media. It was like, what song played on your birthday? And I looked and I was like, oh, it was a Whitney Houston song. I can't remember which one it was, but I laughed. And I was like, Dad, remember that day that like Carolina lost to Duke, and for years you have been literally sitting here blaming me for that? I'm like, yes, it was playing. Guess what that number one song was? And he was just like, really? I was like, see, I'm not to blame. It had nothing to do with me.
Like, listen, The Bodyguard and The Preacher's Wife is probably 2 of my favorite movies ever.
Those are very good movies. Yeah.
But yeah, so like all of this goes into my writing process. And then I also like I think about those classic Black moments when I'm writing, like, the stuff that was positive. Like, for instance, like I loved Living Single. I loved A Different World. Like, I didn't really care for Martin too much because I just didn't. I liked it when it was on, but like when I watch reruns, I really don't find it to be that funny no more.
They're not funny enough. And what was it? The other one, Living Color. I love it.
Yeah, I like the reruns don't be that funny to me. But I love like A Different World, Living Single, like Girlfriends was okay, but it's just some things that like just always jog my memory, and it just make me want to keep writing about that Black love, like the stuff that like I like before like what's the reality TV, like Black people was winning. Like we was the people as winning. We was coming up, and then all of a sudden reality TV came on, and we fighting. And
we want to be ratchet.
Ass out, just acting the fool. Like I don't get down with none of that. I can't subscribe to none of that. So yeah.
No, Martin didn't age well. Like as a kid, I laughed, but as an adult, I watched some of it, and I was like, this is not funny at all. This is horrible.
Yeah, right. But I do love the episode though when her head got stuck at the bed in the headboard. That was, and she had a work function. That's my all-time favorite.
I think the only thing I liked about the entire show was what was his name? He lived on the 5th floor. What was his name? Oh my God.
Oh, Brother Man, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's the only part that I liked. I'm just like, dude, just walking up to people's houses. He just walking out to people's apartments. That's what we're doing. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Learning, chilling, making me a sandwich.
the only part of the
maybe
show.
maybe it still got a few funny moments.
Because other than that, I really didn't laugh much because I was like, yo, he's the only reason why I like the show.
Like Jerome didn't really make me laugh. Like it was alright. It was funny. Like little Roscoe ain't make me laugh. Like it was okay. But like I love me like some Khadijah and some Maxine. Like Maxine Shaw made me want to be a lawyer. Okay, like I don't care, and I didn't go all the way, but I am a paralegal. But Maxine Shaw, attorney at law, made me want to be a lawyer.
Yes, she was awesome. I think my favorite would have been Khadijah. Khadijah would have been my favorite.
I love Khadijah,
and I just like I can relate to her, and I'm just like, now that I watch it as an adult, I watch it on Hulu. I'm just like, oh, I pretty much relate to her. Okay, well, let's go with it.
Yeah. But I love like Maxine and Kyle's like relationship. It was just like toxic and fun all at the same time. So like, sometimes I got a little toxic moments in my stories, but like it all come back full circle. So like I love those type of things. Those are the type of things that inspire me as an author. Like the classic bringing back Black positivity. Like I want us to win as a people, and I want readers to, even though they're reading romance and looking for an escape, I want them to read that we're winning as a people. I want them to feel the love on the pages. I want them to feel the adoration of one another on the pages. So like I don't know, I just feel like I love sharing like just excellence. It's just it. It's just it for me. It's so appealing to me.
That just did something for me because that's how I feel when I write all of my Black stories. I'm just like, because I write Black romance, but I also am writing a sci-fi fantasy for my son. It's nothing but Black characters because when he was little, he used to love reading sci-fi and fantasy. And of course, we're not always seen as the main characters. We are like we're a creature of some sort or whatever. And
or like when we get the one Disney cast and we are frogged the whole damn movie.
We're not gonna talk about that.
Listen, we're not gonna talk about. I listen. I can't. So yes, but yes, they be the one that's wrong. So we need to represent ourselves.
The idea came and I was just like, you know what? He loves watching Star Wars, and I'm just like, why? But he'll be like, there's some Black characters in there. Who? And he'll point them out, and then I'm just like, okay, but you also likes fantasy.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, I want him to actually see like an all Black cast. That's what I want to see. If there's anybody of any other race, it's like maybe one or two. I want him to see that all Black. I want him to see that yes, we can be in space. Yes, we can be in fantasy. Like I know they be trying to leave us out, but I want him to see us. And then also the vampire. I'm writing a vampire story. I honestly don't even know where the idea came from. Oh, it was a short story. It was supposed to be a short story, and yeah, that turned into something completely different. So now it's a whole novella, and all of it.
Everybody said someone had the nerve to ask me why are my lead characters always Black? Because
Right.
Why can't I write about me? Like,
I did have.
What'd you say?
I was about to say I had somebody ask me that for my book that's been published. Like somebody was like, you couldn't put anybody in here else of race, and I'm just like, if they are, they're like background, and they're just like.
I can't relate to. I'm not. Ain't no white main character about to be up in my book. Can't relate. Sorry. No. I don't want to get you wrong. I don't want to write you wrong. Okay. It's okay. Right. Like, and then I don't want to be, and then I don't want you to come at me for some of the stuff that you act the way you do. You know what I mean? Like I want to write about the positivity that I know. Okay.
Right.
And I
like you're positive. Yeah.
Like I know a whole tribe of strong Black women, and I'm going to continue to encourage, uplift, and share our stories. And I don't really know why people be so mad at that. Like, why you keep trying to dim our light? Stop trying to dim our light. Like that speaks more to you than it speaks to us. Because you try and dim something that you just can't. Because
we're supposed to be toxic in our relationships. We're supposed to be toxic within ourselves. We can't be normal. We're not allowed to work through our toxicity. We're not allowed to come out of our situations. So we're supposed to be toxic for the rest of our life.
No. And I'm going to continue to share our Black excellence. And that's awesome. You like, do that. You're on here for forever. And don't you got a schedule? Am I messing up your schedule?
No, actually, no. You're the last one for the day. How's it ever? I know that I'm like in 3 seconds. I'll probably have text message telling me, so dinner? No, we're not eating.
So I'm already, my husband already texted me, he's like, you almost done?
Oh, yeah. So we definitely got to get off because I know my husband will be like, so we're not eating? We're not.
Yes, but I loved connecting with you. This was so much fun. Definitely me on IG, on Facebook, whenever. If you got free time, you want to go live and just shoot the shit, and y'all can come and join in with us and shoot the shit with us, hit me. I'm here.
Most definitely, yes. This was awesome. I love this.
Yes.
I'm going to let you go, and I'm going to share your links and stuff in the description after this is done. And
okay.
Yeah, I would definitely hit you up. That is a guarantee. That is not a, hey, I'll just hit you up maybe. No, I'm hit you up. No.
All right, girl.
All right. Bye. Go ahead, get out, and I'll go. Yeah. So this is the Naked Firefly. That was Shay Davis. Y'all make sure y'all go ahead and check out her backlog. I'm going to go ahead and share her links in the description. And I will see y'all on the next one, on the next event. There probably won't be one for tomorrow. Howsoever, there'll be one in the wintertime, and I'll keep y'all up to date on that one. So if you know a Black romance author who you would love to see up here being interviewed and reading snippets from their books, you go ahead and let me know. And I am done. So I love y'all.